So in this video, we're gonna walk through how you can grow a small account for trading. Now, I'm gonna split this video up in three main portions. The first part is gonna be my journey and how I grew my account. How much leverage did I use? What did I start out with? The second part of this video is gonna be a couple of free resources that you could use if you don't wanna spend any kind of money. It's also some resources that I use till this day that are completely free. And the third part is going to be a lot of tips that I can recommend for you on how you can grow that small account. So the very first part is, what was my journey? What did I start out with? How much money did I have in my broker? The very first broker that I had was Think or Swim by TD Ameritrade, which is now bought over by Charles Schwab. So I still use that broker as well as Webull. Those are the two brokers that I use, and they're completely free to join. You just have a couple requirements depending on what country you live in. But besides the broker, I also use TradingView. So TradingView is the charting platform for all my charting. And then after that, I execute my trades on the broker. For my starting point for trading, I started out with $7,000 in my account. So I knew off the bat when I started trading, I knew I was going to lose pretty much everything that I put in. So that was my first investment. I knew that was like seed money, something where I'm going to lose it through learning. And I was totally okay with that because that was like savings that I put aside. Not saying that everyone needs to start out with that chunk of change. It may be a little high for you, or it may be a little. Everyone's financial situation is different. For options trading specifically, which is what I do right now, and I started doing options trading from the very beginning, I did not want to trade penny stocks. If you're deciding what to trade in the stock market, there's so many different tickers. It kind of determines how much leverage you need. If you're using a cash account, which is what I use, I didn't use margin, cash account, I put in $7,000 and that was how much I had to trade. With that amount, I would say that because of the stocks that I traded, I was trading the large cap stocks. So large cap stocks, I'm gonna show you on my screen right now. All these tickers are right here. These are the very tickers that I started out with from the very beginning when I started trading, and I have traded them up till this day. Reason I started with them is that when I was looking at all the different tickers, I saw that these couple stocks always had the best type of volume volatility because they are at the top of the list. Like any kind of scanner you look at, you're gonna probably see one of these few always at the top because there's the highest volume of people trading them. If you're filtering the whole scanner, choosing which to trade, I would recommend looking at high volume, high volatility stocks. That way, when you're trading something, if you develop a strategy, you know that it's likely going to work on these tickers because the price action is clean. I've never traded any type of penny stocks, smaller cap stocks. Even if there was big news, like at certain times, there's going to be certain tickers that pop. Like at one point, Uber was really good. A lot of airline companies, GameStop. There's going to be a lot of news on certain tickers at some point of time, and the volume is going to be very high, and everyone's basically going to trade them. However, what I needed was consistency. With the good volume, with volatility, these were the tickers that always had really good price action. Based on my leverage account and my cash account, I chose to trade these even though they are a little higher on the scale of when you buy the contracts. I would say you would expect to pay around at least upwards from $100 per contract. Now, of course, because of the option chain, there are so many different line items where, certain contracts may be much cheaper, some may be more expensive. But if you are truly trying to enter a trade and have a proper significant move and profit from it, you want to buy a certain contract where it's going to move pretty well and you're going to get good profits off of that. And because of that, what you're going to pay for these tickers is going to be upwards from $100. So how does that relate to how you can grow a small account? If you are wanting to do a cash account off the bat, now that is not for everyone. You may start with paper trading. That's really up to you. The general consensus is to start off with paper trading because that's when you get a feel of the market. How does price move? How do the platforms work? Do you not want to spend too much money placing trades you're going to lose and potentially lose everything you first put in your account? So I tried paper trading for around 2 or 3 days. It just wasn't for me. And I knew that was not going to be the route I was going to take to grow a smaller account, because even though paper trading is really good to get you a good feel of the market, it kind of gives you a false sense of how trading will be. Everything moves the same. You kind of just, you enter here, exit at a certain point, and you get a feel of how price moves. However, the most important part of trading is psychology. They always talk about psychology 70%, and then the actual trading is 30%. If I am actually knowing how to trade versus that 70% of psychology, that psychology really isn't there if you're not trading with real money. I knew that I needed to take real money and basically trade that in my account. Not to say that I did not trade with a big portion. So I had $7,000. At the beginning stages, I did leverage much higher. Now that's just natural. You don't really know what's going on. You do good on one day, so then you want to leverage the next. So that's totally not what you should do. To grow a small account with real cash, you're probably going to need around, I would say $4,000 maybe, if you are really trying to learn to trade with real movement. If the cash account is not your route that you want to take, and you truly want to grow from a very small amount, I would start off with paper trading. Paper trading is going to allow you to simulate real trading. The chart will look exactly the same. When you enter a trade, you understand that if you enter here, what is your risk to reward ratio? Does your strategy work? Maybe it doesn't work at first, so you want to develop that. And until you can get a really good feel and start seeing results with your trading, and you know that you're on the right track, you're winning more than you're losing, then you can start putting real money in. And that's where you can start with a small amount. So then you start with maybe one contract. If the contract is too expensive, then I would say based on the options chain, you want to maybe look at certain lines where the price is not as expensive to get in. Or if you're not comfortable taking these type of stocks because they are more expensive, then you would trade stocks maybe a little cheaper than these. Sometimes, especially for certain stocks that are reaching all-time highs, at one point Nvidia was very expensive. For a certain contract, it would be $2,000 just to get one contract. So that's just like the point of entry for that trade. For me, I don't like to spend $2,000 just for one contract. So even like that, I would leverage down, or I would go for a stock that is much cheaper to be able to trade. If you don't want to trade so much and you don't want to pay so much for one contract, then you start looking at different tickers that may be a little cheaper. And then from there, you kind of just filter through, is this a stock that you want to trade? You go through like a scanner, or you kind of just do some research, what type of stocks are out there based on the S&P 500. And then basically on TradingView, you would just search them up here. Say you want to search up, I don't know, GameStop, since that was popping at one point in time. So GameStop, we type GME, so right there, click on that. And then what I would say, how you decide what ticker to trade, just do a zoom out version on like the 1 hour chart. You look at the bigger picture. Is this something where it's messy? Is there clean price action? Do you see directional movement like this? Something where it's clean going down here, or like you have market structure. That is something where you want to look at that ticker, and then from there, look at how much it costs. If it costs too much, maybe go to the next ticker. And then from there, you could grow that small account because you are basically paying a very low price to enter that trade. Then only start with one contract, and then from there, you can increase it as you get better. If you're not doing well at all, or you're still figuring out how it works, the strategy isn't entirely concrete, then don't size up just yet. The only time you should start sizing up with more contracts, or even buying 2, 3, 4 contracts, is when you actually start getting profitable. You see that you're winning more than you're losing, and then you can leverage. There's no point leveraging if you don't know what you're doing. So any kind of higher leverage means a higher loss. You don't want to do that if you're just learning. The second portion is, some free resources that I would recommend. So right here, we're going to go to Safari, and we are going to go to Market Watch. So marketwatch.com. This is a great resource for any kind of news, events, or just the calendar of knowing, when is Powell speaking, when is certain data reports coming out. That is going to be a determining factor of how you trade that day. So the economic calendar right here. So you go to marketwatch.com and you click down here, economic calendar. This is a free resource you can use when you want to grow a small account. You don't want to be spending so much money on all these different websites, so you want more free resources. This is where, when you click on this, you'll see the entire week of events. You can see like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it just shows the entire week and also the next week's reports. What I would look out for is something where you see speeches happening, PPI data, CPI data, when is the unemployment rate being released, as well as days that the stock market is closed. So any kind of holidays around those times, the market is kind of weird, so you just want to watch out for that. Another free resource you could use, TradingView. So in TradingView, if you're looking for like news and stuff, TradingView is a great resource, especially once you look through which ticker. So say that we're looking at Apple and we just want to see, what is going on with Apple? What's the news happening and stuff. If you click on this button and you can see Apple highlighted, you can just get a brief report of Apple. So you can see like what's happening today, key things, click on that, or you could see some statistics. You just scroll down, just like very general things. Another resource is if you look down here and you click on Stock Screener. So I have that highlighted, and you just bring this chart up. So you just drag it. This is a really good screener. Basically, you can filter through, what type of volatility is there. High volatility, you could look at the volume of it, and then from there, it kind of filters through all the tickers on TradingView for the NASDAQ. And you don't have to pay for a scanner. I never paid for any type of special scanner with special information. I just use the free resource from TradingView as well as your broker. Your broker is going to have a scanner already built in. And really all these numbers, it's not as important for me to look at because there's so many numbers to look at. My trading style is very simple. So it's like, which one has the highest volume? Let me research that. All right, then you click on that ticker, go to that 1 hour chart like I showed you, and do that analysis. Does it look clean? And then you decide, all right, this may likely be a stock that I want to be trading. Then from there, you see and back test how it moves. And then is this going to be something where I'm interested in putting in real money to trade? Then you look at how expensive the contracts are. If it is around the price range that you like, start buying one contract and then continue sizing up and growing that account. So really, when you're growing a small account, you shouldn't need to be spending a lot of money on all these different websites. I never bought into any kind of websites to pay extra money for information. All the information that I got was basically from my broker or from TradingView. And then other than that, I used Google and searched in certain news on certain tickers that I liked. A couple rules on growing the small account. Basically, go into the mindset that you don't need to be spending so much money leveraging when you're trading. You don't need to be flipping your account right away. That is kind of like, we all go through that. I went through that as well, where I leveraged pretty high in the beginning and I didn't know what I was doing. I'd have a couple good days here and there where I'd earn a couple $100, but I was just lucky in that day. Those were days when I kind of just jumped in a trend and then the trend ended up doing very well. I earned a lot of money. Next day, I did the same tactic, but I didn't know what I was doing. And then I lost everything and more. You don't have to feel the rush to leverage so much. This is a long-term game. So even if you do very well at the beginning or you have a really good day, how consistent is that? If you just have a good day or a good week, how are you performing over the month? If you have a really good day, but over the span of the whole month, you just became very negative, it's all red, your account is blown, then that whole day didn't really matter because you're not able to be consistently profitable at this. What you want is incremental growth. So don't think of it as, I want to put in a lot of money. Next week, I want to flip that and then, I'm good. I know what I'm doing. You just start increasing the contracts. So I did one contract, and as I started getting better, I then added another contract and then another one. I didn't go from one contract to 10 contracts in a span of a week. If I did very well through the week, then I continued growing that account, another contract. And then at some point in time, it doesn't always continue going higher and higher. There are some periods of time where maybe the market is not moving so well, or maybe just your trading performance isn't there. You're not at the peak, or there's some psychology issues you're going through. So then in those cases, I would just say, then you start leveraging lower. I also leverage lower. So maybe I have a really bad week and the psychology is off. Maybe the strategies aren't working and the market is changing. Then I go back down and I size down. So you don't always have to keep climbing higher and higher for the contracts. If it doesn't make sense where you're not doing too well, the market is choppy, maybe even the trade is not a super high probability setup, maybe you're not as sure, but you know that it's going to go in a certain direction, then you can leverage lower. And you have to think of it as based on the trade itself, am I willing to risk that amount? Trading is expensive. Like, to get your foot in the door, you have to have some kind of funds to fund your account. If not, you could always get a funded account. So you pay per month and then they give you a certain amount if you pass the test, or like you're able to prove to them that you are profitable. Then they fund your account and you can trade off that amount. Then they give you payouts. However, if you're starting out and you don't know what you're doing, you are kind of you could just continue paying for funded accounts. So you blow an account, you keep getting it funded, and it's just a cycle. So if that's something where you don't want to just put in money off the bat, just start with paper trading. There's nothing wrong with paper trading. So the takeaway from this is, if you want to grow a small account, use as many free resources as you can, and then from there, start with one contract and then leverage higher and higher.